For today's video, we're gonna be eating Filipino food for 24 hours. What's up everyone, I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Chris.
Welcome back to another video.
So it's been a while, but we are back with another video from our Eating Around the World series.
And in these videos, we highlight different cultures, cuisines, we take you to a different part of the world for a day, and we cook specific food for a full day. So like we mentioned earlier, today we are doing Filipino food.
So normally we would have a content creator on to help us make these recipes, share their recipes, and then we'll make them and try them. But Jasmine has all these recipes today because, of course, she's Filipino, and her mom helped us with
all these recipes, yeah. And I'm excited to share more Filipino food with you. These recipes get me so excited because they're a part of my childhood, they're a part of my life, and I can't wait for you to try them, and I can't wait for you to try them too, Chris.
I'm excited.
So let's get into the video. So for breakfast today, we are starting with a classic, and I made some Pandesal. And I actually prepped this yesterday so that it was already ready for us this morning to dig into. So we are gonna have some with butter, but first, vegan butter. First, let's show you how we made it. I have so many memories growing up of getting fresh, warm pandesal from the Filipino bakery by my house on the weekends. It was a weekend tradition, kind of like making pancakes on the weekend, but it was enjoying pandesal. And I'm excited to be making a vegan version with you today. So I activated some yeast and then melted some vegan butter. I'm adding in some almond milk, and then I have some sugar and salt. We're gonna mix that together, then add in the activated yeast. And then I'm just gonna slowly start adding in flour until a smooth dough forms. All the measurements for this recipe and all the recipes in this video are on our blog as always, so they will be linked down below. So I'm gonna mix that together, and once a smooth dough forms, I'm going to place it into an oiled bowl and allow that to rise for about an hour or until it is doubled in size. Next, we are going to separate the pandesal into individual rolls, and we're going to roll each of those into some breadcrumbs. If the breadcrumbs don't stick, you can also wet the outside of the dough or spray it with some oil as well. Then we're going to set that on a lined baking sheet and allow it to rise one more time. And then we're going to pop that into an oven and allow it to bake until golden. And you've got yourself perfect, warm, beautiful vegan pandesal. I just added butter. Did you just add butter to yours too?
Mm-hmm. Dairy-free, of course. Don't come after us.
It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I also
Fluffy.
have some coffee because best combo.
Yes.
I remember when we were living in LA, Jasmine's mom would make this all the time, and it'd be great.
It's so good to start your day with.
Perfect for the weekend, even though it's not.
And not even just breakfast. Pandesal is great to use to make like sliders, like little sandwiches or whatever you want to use bread for. It's like slightly sweet. Although it's called pandesal, you would think it's more on the salty side. It's actually on the sweeter side. And
Aren't they sweet?
Yeah, it's delicious. We have an ube version of this on the blog as well if you want to try that out.
Really good.
I love eating pandesal with butter and jam. It's like the perfect combo.
Cream cheese and jelly style. Remember that as a kid?
No, I don't like cream cheese and jelly. I like butter and jelly. Or butter and jam. I think it's a better combo.
Jelly or jam, baby.
Lunch today I'm so excited about. I know my mom.
Hold on.
When my mom watches this video, she's gonna be excited too. So we made Arroz Caldo, which is, we just call it lugao. I know lugao is the simplified version of it. Arroz Caldo has usually chicken. We put vegan chicken, a bunch of other things in it. You will see when we make it right now. It's basically a savory rice porridge. It is so cozy. It's really great for cold winter months or when you want something comforting.
Or if you're sick, have a cold.
If you're sick, yeah. There's
perfect.
lots of ginger in it, black pepper. I put garlic in my mom told me no garlic, but I was like, I need to put garlic. I love garlic in it. And it's so good. It's so good, so warming, and we're gonna show you how to make it. First things first, we're going to fry up some bay leaves, either 2 small or 1 large. Then I'm adding in our aromatics. I have onion, garlic, the whites of scallions, some ginger and red pepper flakes. Then I'm adding in some vegan chicken, and these chunks were fairly large, so after they were cooked and defrosted, I went back in and cut them up with some kitchen shears just to make them more bite-sized pieces. I'm adding in some vegan chicken broth here. I will link the brand that we use down below. This adds great flavor to this dish. And then I'm gonna add in some black pepper. You want lots of black pepper, some vegan fish sauce, and some malakit, which is glutinous rice. You're gonna bring this to a boil and then simmer it until it is thick and cooked through. For the topping, I love crispy garlic for this, so you just basically fry garlic in oil until it is golden and strain out the oil, and you've got the perfect topping. Arroz Caldo was one of those meals that my mom used to whip up for us when we were feeling a bit under the weather, or if it was a cold and rainy day, or if we were just lazy to make anything else for a meal. And it always just hits the spot. Even to this day, the vegan version tastes just like I remember. It's like a big hug in a bowl. All right, let's dig in.
I took a bite. Sorry.
So I put red pepper flakes in it to give a little spice, but I accidentally doubled the amount that I typically put. I mismeasured, so it's a little spice for me.
It might be the black pepper too.
Oh, we did put a lot of black pepper too. My mom typically puts whole black peppercorns, but I just really don't like eating those, biting into them.
Yeah.
So I just put ground pepper, and then I removed the ginger. If you enjoy eating the ginger pieces in the arroz caldo, feel free to leave it. I do not. Like, that is like the worst thing when it goes into my mouth. My mom, when we eat this around her, I just like scoop out all my ginger because she never takes it out. I put it in her bowl and she'll just eat it whole. It's really crazy. I'm like, I'm not about that life.
We were watching this show on Netflix, I'd say maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, and they were like they were like showing the nightlife in different Asian countries. And they did something on the Philippines, and they actually have like late night restaurants where they make this.
It's all luau.
And like they're packed. Like people go like after the club or like after like going to the bar, and they get like luau.
Yeah, and you get to pick your toppings. I know, like I wish we had that here because I would totally get that. Especially in Portland because it's so cold here.
Oh yeah, this would be great in Portland.
Yeah.
Really good. So easy to make too.
Super easy to make. I use malakit, which is the sticky glutinous sweet rice that we typically use for suman. We made suman in a previous video. I'll link it down below if you want to see how we make it. But you can totally just use whatever white rice you have. Honestly, I've used so many different white rices for this and it works. I like white better than brown for this, but I really like to use the malakit because it's just super sticky and it has, I don't know, that extra gumminess, which is like one of my favorite textures in food.
Well, we're gonna go enjoy the rest of this and then we'll see you for dinner.
It's dinner time. I finally changed my shirt. I am no longer wearing, the shirt I was wearing earlier was actually my pajama shirt. I woke up in that and I stayed in it, but I finally changed. So for dinner tonight, we prepped some giniling, which is Filipino picadillo. I cannot explain to you how obsessed Chris and I are with this recipe. I used to eat this when I was a kid. My grandma used to make this a lot, but I haven't had it in a long time, especially vegan. So I feel like almost 10 years at this point. And we finally made it, and I think we've made it like 5 times in the past month because it's that good. And we also have some in the freezer. So this is definitely the recipe to make. If you're gonna pick one out of all the recipes in this video, you have to make this one first. So let's get started. Just like the last recipe, we're gonna start by frying up some bay leaves, and we're just going to leave those in, remove those later. I'm adding in onion, garlic, and red pepper flakes, just like the last recipe. Then I'm adding in some plant-based beef. You can use any type of your choice. This is the Impossible beef. It always freaks me out when I cook it. It looks so real and weird, but it is delicious. So we cook that until it is cooked through. I'm adding in some potatoes, carrots, some vegan beef broth. Then I have some tomato sauce, raisins. Do not skip the raisins. I promise you they are worth it. Soy sauce, vegan fish sauce, and lots of black pepper. We're gonna mix that through, bring it to a boil and cover it and allow it to simmer until the potatoes are nice and soft, which is about 25 minutes or so. Once it's cooked, add in some peas and green olives, mix that through, serve it over rice, and dig in. We are, well, Chris is watching the Yankee game. I'm gonna watch
course.
All American after we get off this camera. But yeah, for dinner tonight, we made the picadillo. I like to top mine with cilantro. It is not necessary. I just really like the flavor combination. We have a lot on our indoor garden right now, so I wanted to eat it up. But yeah, this is the perfect meal. It's honestly, we've had it for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
The only thing that threw me off at first was the raisins, but they're not bad in it. They're actually really good.
Yeah. They add the perfect touch of sweetness to really balance it out. And they rehydrate so they're like soft.
I love the potatoes in it too.
I know. Next time we make it, I want to do like triple the amount of potatoes.
Really, really good.
A plus.
It's very similar to like other countries' picadillos, right?
There's a bunch of different variations. Alexa said it's really similar to Mexican picadillo. I've never made that before, but I believe her.
Makes sense there would be some influence too. Really, really, really good.
Yeah, if you grew up eating this too, let me know in the comments down below. If you make this at home, let us know what you think. We recently posted this on Instagram when you see this video. So if you do follow us on Instagram, you would think this looks familiar.
You have all the olives.
I have all the olives. This has been a really great video. We still have one more recipe to share with you for dessert, because
dessert I'm a little scared for, I'll just say that. Just because I don't love coconut. And Filipino desserts are all about the coconut.
You've had it before though. We've eaten it before.
Yeah.
Why are you scared?
I don't like coconut.
You don't have to eat it.
Wow.
I'll eat the whole thing myself. Never mind.
We're
gonna eat this up and then we're gonna get to dessert. I've been waiting for this all day. It is dessert time, and for dessert, we made some Ube Pichi Pichi. So Pichi Pichi is like a sticky, sweet cassava dessert. You can roll it in coconut and or cheese. We just did coconut today.
Actually, when you were rolling it in coconut, I was like, this
looks like cheese?
Yeah, this looks like cheese.
It's good with cheese though, because it has like the sweet and salty, kind of like ensaymada. We have to make that one day on this channel.
Wait, what's the? Oh, that's the one where that has the cheese.
Yeah, it balances out nicely.
It's not flavors I'm used to.
No, but it's flavors that I'm used to, and it's delicious. Anyways, we covered ours with. Was that rude? Sorry. No. We covered ours with some coconut, and when you buy coconut at the store for this, make sure you just get shredded coconut and don't get the mature coconut shreds, because it will be a different consistency. I've also seen that you can get desiccated coconut, which is the dried flakes, and hydrate them to use it for this, but I haven't tried it myself.
Defecated coconut.
I find the coconut and the cassava for this in the freezer section. So let's just get into a little tutorial to show you how you made it. In a bowl, I'm mixing together some shredded cassava, some sugar, coconut water, salt, lye water, and some ube extract, which is optional. I'm going to transfer that to a small baking dish. You can also use individual containers as well for your pichi pichi. And we're just going to steam this until it cooks through and becomes nice and translucent. Allow it to cool and set it in the fridge overnight, then cut it into small pieces, any shape that you'd like. I just went with little squares. Roll this in some shredded coconut, and you've got yourself some Ube Pichi Pichi. So now we are going to dig in. I actually took a bite already because we were filming an end shot earlier. For some reason, this tastes more coconutty than usual, and I think it's just the brand of coconut we got.
I like the actual jelliness of it.
Earlier, I was talking about how I love like the sticky, chewy consistency, kind of like mochi consistency, which I feel like this is pretty similar to if you're trying to find something to compare it to. Or like Jello, like jelly. Not Jello. I feel like Jello is a little thinner. More like
reminds me of
jelly.
something. I'm trying to, like those
fruit
lychee
snacks.
candy, yeah.
Like the lychee Jello.
Yeah,
like the little
yeah.
Jello packs. Yeah, it has like a very similar consistency. I love it. And we made it ube with some ube extract, but you can just make it plain if you want. And like I said in the video, you can use molds. So people use molds for these, like individual molds to make each pichi pichi, but I don't have that. I don't want to buy another thing. Our cabinets are packed with all sort of kitchen gadgets.
What if we made it in like donut shapes and made like pichi pichi donuts?
But we have to steam it. That's the issue. I guess we can steam it maybe in the wok.
Or like a...
Our wok doesn't have a lid though.
No, it wouldn't work.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our full day of Filipino food.
It was delicious. Make sure you check out all these recipes. They'll be linked down below, as always.
And we have a few other videos where we eat vegan Filipino food for a full day. I think this is this the second?
I think it's the third or the fourth
video we've done. We have a ton of veganized Filipino recipes and hundreds of vegan recipes on our website. If you didn't know, we have a vegan recipe blog. And when we're not here on YouTube, we're making content for our website. So like Chris said, all our recipes are always linked down below. If you do try our recipes, please leave a review or a comment. It really helps us out on Google. And I think that's, you know, something else to add?
I was gonna say, also, if you wanna see any of our other Eating Around the World videos, we'll link that playlist down below as well.
Yes.
But yeah, that's all for now, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.